Hello Drive Radio fans, Richard Rush here today with my good friend Walt McLean behind the camera. And today we're going to take a look at the 2016 Toyota Tundra. This is the TRD Pro trim level. There's 5 others, I should say, including the TRD Pro itself. We'll take a look at that here in just a second. Not a whole lot of changes from 2015 to 2016. In fact, really the major changes are, and I want to make sure I get this correct, there's an upgraded electronics interface with the upper trim levels. They also get a larger gas tank, standard integrated brake controller on the upper trim levels. The SR5 and 1794 edition get revised exterior styling, or I should say front end styling right here, but again, TRD Pro doesn't have any revised styling. And now the 1794 can have the TRD off-road package added onto it. So for the highest luxury, you can also now get that cool, sweet off-road package, which is what this truck is made to do. You can get that on the highest trim level. So overall, very impressed with this truck. Those are just our first initial impressions. I like the ride quality. This does have the 18-inch wheels. Some other reviews that you're going to see out there, they don't like the ride quality. They think it's a little bit too stiff, and they think that it's not quite as smooth as some of the other half-ton pickups in its class. And what I would say is I can only speak for this TRD Pro edition. I can't speak for the other trim levels, but for this being an off-road designed vehicle, meant to go off-road, compete in Baja races, not that you're going to every weekend, go up into the mountains, go camping, whatever you might do, this truck is surprisingly comfortable on the road. But again, we'll get into that as we move along in the review. So with that, let's come around to the front of the truck and we'll show you what the, again, 2016 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro looks like. I love the styling of these vehicles. I love the look of this color, which is I think it's called a quick sand brown. It's something like that. Toyota, I apologize for getting it wrong. I just absolutely love this truck, and I love this, love this color on this truck. We actually saw this color for the first time at the auto show last year, the Denver Auto Show here, and we were just blown away by it. It was on the Tacoma at that point in time, but I just think it looks amazing on this truck. Got some people that didn't like it. Personally, I think it's absolutely fantastic. So some of you are going to ask, what else comes on the TRD Pro, or I guess this model? So it has the SR5 basic trim, but it has the upgraded items on it. It has a unique styling, as you can see, with some of the different wheels and the badging and the interior, which we'll get to in just a second. Black 18-inch wheels, off-road tires, off-road suspension, plus built-in Bilstein shock absorbers, 4 bed cleats, which we'll get into here in just about 1 minute. Power 8-way power driver seat, 4-way power passenger seat, leather upholstery with the TRD logo and red stitching, upgraded 7-inch touchscreen, navigation, and more speakers depending on the trim or depending on the body length that you do get. Speaking of which, I want to make sure I clarify this. So this comes again in 6 different trim levels, the Toyota Tundra. SR5 Limited, Premium 1794 edition, in the TRD Pro, which is what this truck is. You can see that right here. Some nice stamped, this stamped bed. It actually is stamped into the body right here. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. There's 3 different body lengths, you could say, or not body lengths, but interior lengths: regular, extended, and the Crew Max. This is the Crew Max edition. We'll show you, known for its legendary back seat legroom, I should say. And there's 3 different beds depending upon the cab that you choose. It's the 5.5-foot short bed, 6.5-foot standard bed, 8.1 long, I guess 8.1 feet long bed, I guess you could say. So that gives you a rather long bed. You're going to find that most common on the regular cab models rather than the extended, which some of you will know as the double. So with that, we'll actually continue to come around to the back here and we'll show you the bed. This does have a soft close tailgate. You open it and it will drop down nice and smooth. Very, very easy to use, easy to operate. Actually moved this past weekend. This does have the 5.5-foot short bed in it, which is really, really nice. You can park it very easily. I did mention for the TRD Pro models that you do have the ability right here 4 movable bed cleats, and I did move some cargo this past weekend. These proved invaluable, absolutely fantastic to use. You can also put them along the front right here if you needed to. Very easy to use, easy to operate. I would love it if this came with a standard bed liner, especially if you're going to be using it for off-road functionality. Not a huge deal breaker that it doesn't, just something Toyota that I would like to see. One other thing I will note, one hand, lift it up, easy. I actually got a comment from someone that drives a lot of trucks. He said, wow, that's the easiest tailgate I've ever lifted on a vehicle. This was someone very experienced in the truck industry, and he just really commented on that and really liked that. Again, stamped in the back right here. Also, this is kind of hard to see, but it's almost put in, they've got these green emblems, or not green, clear emblems that they've put into the back again of the Toyota Tundra. You do have the rear view camera right there. Towing capacity on the TRD Pro, it's got that 5.7 liter V8 in it, which is standard on the Limited, the Platinum Edition, the 1794, and the TRD Pro Edition. Towing capacity ranges from 9,800 pounds to 10,500 pounds, depending on your crew, depending on your assembly, and whether that's a long bed, short bed, standard bed, crew max, whatever cab interior you have, that is it. Which, speaking of the interior, let's hop in there. We're going to go through some of that, get out of this nasty wind here in Colorado that we're having today. We'll show you the amazing legroom that's in the back seat. Then we'll hop into the driver's seat, show you some of the interior. We'll go for a drive, show you really what it looks like, how it sounds, everything else about this vehicle, and then we'll go, again, we'll give you our opinion of the 2016 Toyota TRD Pro. Before we do that, one last thing, love the dual exhaust, one on this side and another exhaust tip on this side. Absolutely fantastic, love it. The sound is amazing. We'll show you that in just a second, so stay tuned. Again, 2016 Toyota Tundra. All right, fans, here we are for the start of the interior portion. We're going to show you the back seat first. Again, this is the Crew Max model, a crew cab, however you want to call it. It's got full doors, full-size doors for both front seat passengers and back seat passengers. And what does that allow you to do? Well, this is, I don't know if it's class leading, but I would say it's an extremely luxurious back seat for your passengers in terms of legroom. So, nice wide open door. You can see that. The first thing that you'll notice if we do open the door is the red stitching that's exclusive to the TRD Pro model. I mentioned that kind of in the opening little statement there. I think it looks beautiful, just something that's really nice, a really cool feature in my mind. Before I hop in, one feature that's really nice that Toyota's offered is all of these seats lift up. Just lift that lever, lift up. They actually lock into place, so you can put cargo. You do have a little bit of a step right here, or kind of a little bit of an incline. It's just something to note, but again, was able to move this past weekend, put a lot of different cargo here in the back seat, able to use it very, very easily. Not difficult at all. If you want to put it down, you just lift and set it down. And as you hop in, very easy to do so, and as you can see, as I've been commenting on this whole review, an amazing amount of rear leg room here. Again, I'm 5'9", 5'10". I actually had my friend Walt here in the back, and he's 6'4", and he had more than enough leg room. It's plenty long, I should say. I've got easily probably nearly a foot of leg room right here. This isn't a heated back seat. You do have vents back here, a few power ports, some cup holders. It's not amazingly luxurious, but in terms of actual leg room, really nice, very comfortable seats back here. Very nice wide middle seat. If you did need to put a smaller passenger here in the middle, you could do that. With some of the other trim levels, mainly the Platinum and the 1794 edition, you're going to get some more luxurious features here in the back seat. Won't go into that right now, but overall, really comfortable, really easy. Oh, in terms of access, door opens nice and wide, can hop down, really easy to use, really easy to operate. With that said, let's hop into the front seat. All right, fans, here's the front seat interior portion of it. Again, going to show you the door panel first off. As Walt kind of pans over to there, you'll notice the red stitching, the nice, again, kind of brushed aluminum look throughout. A lot of plastic finishes on the side, but again, this truck is meant to go off-road. As you get a little bit higher up in your trim levels, that will change. Again, nice soft leather here, right here. The red stitching. One thing, Walt, I will point you to right here is the stitched-in TRD Pro logo that's in these front seats. Looks great in my opinion, absolutely fantastic. It's also here in the center console. We'll show you that in just one second. Interior, what does it look like? What does it feel like? Well, it's just basically an upgraded SR5. So there's not a whole lot of niceties in it. There's not heated seats. There's no dual climate control. There's there's not a heated steering wheel. This is not the luxurious version of the Toyota Tundra. This truck is specifically meant to go off-road, to get beat up, and to honestly handle anything you pretty much want to throw at it in terms of ruggedness and in terms of off-road. It does have the upgraded 7-inch touchscreen, which is really nice. The N-Tune system that Toyota is famous for. Really easy to operate, really easy to maneuver. Steering wheel controls are all easy, which we'll show you in just a second. And again, the trailer brake controller, which we'll show you when, actually, you probably can see it right now, but we'll show it to you when we go for the drive right here. Again, that's new for 2016. You have your gain, the different type, you can actually change your type of trailer. One thing I will show really quick, Walt, is the center console. Nice and deep, really easy to use, really easy to operate. You can store a lot of different things in here, and you also do have a power port, which is really, really nice. So with that being said, I'll actually have wall top on the back. We'll fire it up, and we'll give you a driving portion, then our opinion of the 2016 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro Edition. All right, fans, here we are for the driving portion. 2016 Toyota Tundra. This is the TRD Pro trim level. I'm going to go over a few of the interior features before we go on our quick drive. Just wanted to talk about a few more of the interior styling of it. Again, very similar to what your standard Toyota Tundra is going to look like. You do have a nice thing for your phone up here, a nice landing. You can set your phone. It's got a rubberized finish to it, so it's not going to slide around. There's great storage in this truck. I will say that. You've got 3 cup holders up here, 2 in your main console, another one down there. Walt, if you can kind of show that. I know it is hard to show what that looks like, but really cool features. You do have a TRD Pro shift, or not a Pro, but a TRD shifter right here. You do have your electronic 4-wheel drive engagement right there, a tow haul mode, your trailer brake that we mentioned. One cool feature, or 2 cool features before we get driving. One, because the TRD has some different shocks and such on it, it's going to sit a little bit higher. It does have adjustable headlights for you, so you can actually raise and lower the headlights depending on if you've got a lot of cargo in the back or maybe something in the front that you need to raise and lower. Really cool feature, especially at night. The last cool feature is that nice big window behind you, and I'm going to have Walt kind of pan around it to it really slowly. On some trucks you just have a small little window that opens up, and on the TRD, or actually on the I should say the Toyota Tundra, you've got a window that fully goes down. I will say that is one of the absolute coolest features on this truck. I know it's a Toyota staple. I'm not sure why other manufacturers don't implement it. They should. If it's patented, as soon as it's done with its patent, you need to get on it, because that is a super cool feature. That's awesome, especially here in the summertime. Wherever you are, here we're in Colorado here, wherever you go, that's honestly, I'm just I'm amazed by it. I think it's the coolest feature. Showed it to a lot of different people, and they absolutely loved it. So before we get driving, we do want to show you the rear view camera. It does not have a dynamic kind of turn to it, but that's not a big deal. It would show you where your trailer hitch is, which is right there. But you can get pretty close up to a curb here without any issues. Parking in something like, again, this is a truck. It is a half-ton pickup, but it's still you're still driving around a truck, and so sometimes you need those extra different parking features. This is one of them. Very easy to use, very easy to operate. So with that being said, let's kind of take a quick drive. One thing I will mention as we go a little bit slower here, this does have, as I said before, the 5.7 liter V8 engine rather than the 4.6 liter that is in the SR and SR5 Tundras. You can, I think the V8 is optional, or the 5.7 liter is optional on that. This puts out, I want to make sure I'm right in this, Walt, 381 horsepower, 13 and 17 miles per gallon for the all-wheel drive model, so 15 standard. For those of you that are familiar with this, or with the Toyota, with the Tundra, you'll comment and say, wow, that's not enough, and I would agree with you. I think that I would like to see this vehicle become a little bit more fuel efficient over time, but again, we'll get to that in the opinion portion. So as we go around here, I mentioned in the opening, some people are going to comment on the really rough ride quality. I would say for a truck that is outfitted for the outdoors and for rugged terrain, it is surprisingly smooth on the I guess on just normal asphalt terrain. And real quick, I'm going to be quiet so you can hear what it sounds like. Seat moving forward. Normally don't rev it up, but wanted you to hear what the exhaust. It has an amazing exhaust on it. Again, that TRD exhaust. Do want to make a correction. I mentioned earlier in the video that this does have a 4-way power passenger seat, and I noticed that this one does not. It does have a power driver seat, but it has a manual passenger seat. Just something to note. I want to make sure that we do clear that up. As we get up to this turn up here, we'll kind of stop and I'll go through some of the opinions. Overall, relatively smooth drive, easy handling, not overly difficult, plenty of acceleration to get up and get past someone as you need and as you see fit. Not a whole lot of oomph that you're lacking in terms of towing or whatever you might need to do. So with that, honestly, I guess I'll give you our opinion of the 2016 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. What do we think of it? What are the pros? I do like the V8, puts out plenty of power. I do like the towing. I love the off-road capabilities. That is what this truck is made for. I love that they have a specific TRD Pro model that has some different features on it. Has the red stitching, the TRD Pro specific features on it. I'm not sure what all the TRD off-road package gives you in the other trim levels, but I do like how Toyota has added that for their ultra high premium edition, because sometimes even though you got a really fancy nice truck, you do want to take it off-road, and I love that you can get that. What are some of the cons of it? Or I said the last pro, I would say, not just the last one, but a great legroom in the back seat. What are some cons? Fuel economy. I would say price at this price point for this truck maybe is a little bit much, and also Toyota, I think it's a little bit old and dated. Fuel economy speaks for itself. 15 miles per gallon, when some of your competitors are getting 18, 19, 20, 21 miles per gallon, and even some of the diesel models are getting up into the high 20s. Something I think you need to look at for the future. Price, this truck as it sits right here, $47,000 and some change. For a pretty basic truck in terms of the interior features. You don't have dual climate control, you don't have heated seats, you do have the off-road capabilities, and so it's not necessarily a deterrent for someone like me, but for some of you consumers out there, you may think that, oh, that's a whole lot to pay for a truck that doesn't give you a lot of the interior furnishings and features that you expect out of a truck that's worth nearly $50,000. But again, you're going to have to accept the trade-off for some interior furnishings for the outdoor ruggedness and off-road capability that you do get, and updated styling. Toyota, I would strongly suggest, I know you actually revamped the styling a few years ago. I think that the Tundra is a great platform. I just would like to see a lot more, I guess, more modern refinements made to this truck. In my personal opinion, I love the truck as a whole. Everything that you've done with it is a Toyota. It's going to last a really, really long time. Have several friends that have Tundras, but would just think that moving forward, would like to see a little bit more revamped styling, and think you'd be very successful in doing that, similar to actually what you did with the Tacoma, in my opinion. So what else to say about this truck? Love the off-road package, how it's available. I think that's a huge selling point. I think Toyota has done an excellent job on this truck. A few things they can improve, but overall, a great truck, a great buy. 5 stars out of 5 for us. If you want to learn more about this vehicle, head to Toyota's website, and also head to your local Toyota dealer. Tell them that John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you.